go downstairs. Gotta have my bowl, gotta have cereal. Seeing everything, the time is going. Chicken on and on, everybody's rushing. Gotta get down to the bus stop. Gotta catch my bus. I see my friends kicking in the front seat, sitting in the back seat. Gotta make my mind up. Which seat can I take? It's Friday, Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Friday, Friday. Getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to.
Happy Friday, believers! We have made it through another week of remote learning. I cannot believe it, truly. You guys are rock stars. I miss you so much. Happy Friday. We are going to kick this off with some announcements. So the first announcement is that this morning, Friday, homeroom breakfasts are happening, homeroom meetings. All homerooms need to check their homeroom Google Classroom pages. Mrs. Bushman's homeroom. You guys just got a Google Classroom page. The code to join it is on the Believers Team Google Classroom page. You're going to see the code to join that homeroom there. And that's a message for only Mrs. Bushman's homeroom. All other homerooms, you should already have yours set up. The homeroom pages list the times that you are meeting with your homeroom as well. So hopefully we will see you all then. A couple of other announcements. I am going to be posting a new Ancient India presentation. This is going to take out all of the videos, all of the how to find sections to read, and it's just going to be the information that you need for the test, which is on what day? You got it, Tuesday. It's on Tuesday. We are going to have a review on Monday. It'll be a review game, and then I'm going to offer a review session where you can come and ask me questions at noon. At what time? At noon. Do not forget, review session at noon on Monday. Set an alarm. Let's see. Do not forget that the test will also be open note. And that is it for announcements today. So we are going to get to reading that last section about ancient India. And it's going to just kind of be about the legacy of ancient India. What did they create that is still used today? What did they create that made differences and impacts in the world? Huge ones. And that's what we're going to be looking at. So if you need to go listen to section 2.3 in your online textbook, you can go do that now. You can pause the video and then come back. I am going to read it out loud, just like I always do. 2.3, the legacy of ancient India. Martin Luther King Jr. championed nonviolent protest to win rights for African Americans. His methods were inspired by the nonviolent protests of Mohandas Gandhi, who helped India gain its independence in 1947. And Gandhi took his nonviolent principles from Hinduism and Buddhism. In that way alone, Indian thinking has had an immense impact on the modern world. Main idea: the achievements of ancient India have influenced much of the world. I'm going to actually pause because some of you might be wondering, what do you mean India didn't gain its independence until 1947? It was occupied by Great Britain until 1947. So let that sink in for a second. Religion. Two major religions had their origins in India: Hinduism and Buddhism. These religions remain important and influential in much of the modern world. Today, 4 out of 5 Indians are Hindu, which greatly affects the country's culture. Although the caste system is now officially illegal, some people still observe certain cultural practices according to caste. The idea of reincarnation is especially widespread. Ancient Sanskrit texts continue to teach ethics through stories. Millions of people in many countries practice Hinduism, including more than 2 million people in the United States alone. A number of great leaders, including Mohandas Gandhi, have encouraged the Hindu and Buddhist principles of nonviolence. People throughout the world engage in nonviolence to protest injustice. Many vegetarians, people who do not eat meat, follow the Hindu and Buddhist principles of nonviolence toward animals. Today, around 1% of India's population is Buddhist. However, Buddhism thrives in countries such as Sri Lanka, Thailand, Vietnam, Japan, Korea, and China. Buddhism also has a following in Europe and in the United States. Arts and science. You've learned that religion influenced Indian writing. The Mahabharata and the Bhagavad Gita are popular around the world. Religion also influenced Indian architecture, an influence that spread to other parts of the world. The Temple of Angkor Wat in Cambodia, a country in Asia, is considered one of the world's greatest architectural achievements. The building's elaborate style evolved from ancient Indian architecture. Similar examples can be found in Myanmar or Burma, Vietnam, and Thailand. Ancient India also contributed much to the fields of science and mathematics. Indians were among the first to practice inoculation, which simulates mild forms of diseases in people so that they do not develop more serious forms. Inoculation has greatly reduced the threat of smallpox. Indian mathematics created the decimal system and numerals, the number symbols we use today. They also developed the concept of zero, which is crucial to mathematics and computing. Indian astronomers, scientists who study the moon, sun, stars, and planets, accurately calculated the length of the solar year. They also asserted that Earth traveled around the sun and proved that the world was round 1,000 years before Columbus's voyage to America. Wow. The legacy of ancient India is pretty significant, especially with regards to religion, right? Hinduism and Buddhism, they are very prominent religions, even in the United States, but especially in Asia. And both of these religions are huge on nonviolence. Walking around, I remember when I went to China and you just walking around, there are Buddhist temples everywhere. Architecture. So, and with religion as well, the caste system is now illegal because as we talked about, I mean, and I'm sure that you could see, but the caste system is a huge injustice. If you are lower in the caste system, you are not well revered or well thought of in society. And the higher you were in the caste system, the better jobs you're going to have, the better food you're going to eat. Which was that the caste system is based on males. So males are always going to be higher ranking in the caste system than females. And there were females in each caste, but even then they did not have the same rights or the same ways of being educated that the males within that same caste did. So we know that the caste system was unjust. Ancient Indian architecture can be seen all over. I put a picture on one of the slides of this temple, and I think you're going to be astonished. Science, math, inoculation. That is huge. For inoculation to be invented or to be a thing, that is insane. Because think about it like this. What do you get every year? You get a flu shot. Right now, in the middle of what we're all experiencing together in this pandemic, what do they want? We want a vaccine. We want something that can be inoculated into you with a mild form of the disease so that you can build up an immunity to it and it won't affect you as greatly as it would without it. So that is huge for science. Astronomers, right? Crazy to think astronomers were living at these times, but they were, and they were studying the sun, the moon, the stars, discovered the length of the solar year. They also discovered that the world was round. That's huge. That's huge. And math, decimal system, numeral system, the concept of zero. Do you know how important zero is? I cannot even explain. So you guys are 11 and 12, so you probably don't even remember using or learning the concept of zero. But as a former kindergarten teacher, teaching the concept of zero is very difficult and can be very challenging. And zero is so important to math in general. Without zero, I don't even know. Math would be what would be in between the negative and the positive numbers. Looks like I'm going to be asking Mrs. Shea all of these questions later. So read through the slides that also talk about these legacies of ancient India. And you need to go watch the ancient India wrap-up video. And I hope to see you at those homeroom meetings. If you have any questions, drop a comment on Google Classroom. And I guess with that being said, we can go into the weekend.